My name is Professor Raj Jaintilal Jaiswal from the RC Patel Institute of Technology, Shirpur, which is working on computer engineering department. The subject was cloud computing. Now, first of all, we can go with some previous video details that we uploaded on our Moodle account, and I got some less like due to less number of views. The first video shows the content about the cloud computing and how environment benefits by the cloud computing. Second video can also again shows the brief introduction of cloud computing and storage and how environmentally sustainable is cloud computing and storage. Now some learning outcomes from this video or some outcomes that students will be able to understand basic concepts of cloud computing. Also they learn about how environment sustainability of cloud computing and storage and how the number of ISO standards is there for cloud computing and which is help to environment more sustainable. Now last outcome or the fourth outcome is analysis of amount of carbon emission by using or for cloud computing. Now first of all again we go with the what is cloud computing. Now cloud computing refers to any kind of hosted service delivered over the internet. The service often includes servers, databases, software, network, analytics and other computing functions that can be operated through the cloud. Files and programs also stored in the cloud can be accessed anywhere by users on the service, eliminating the need to always be near physical hardware. In the past, for example, user created document in spreadsheet had to be saved to a physical hard drive or pen drive or USB drive. Without some kind of hardware component, the file were completely inaccessible outside the hardware. Outside the computer, they originated. Thanks to the cloud, few people worry anymore about fried hard drives or lost or corrupted USB drives. Cloud computing makes the documents available everywhere because the data actually live on a network of hosted server and to transmit data over the internet. Now cloud computing has some number of or some major categories in the service types. The first one is the software as a service, second one is the platform as a service, and third one is the infrastructure as a service. Now, software as a service is the most common cloud service type. Many of us use it on a daily basis. This model makes software accessible through an app or web browser. Some, some software as a service program are free, but many require a monthly or annual subscription to maintain the service. Requires no hardware installation or management. Software as a service solutions are a big hit in the business world. Now, some example include that the Salesforce, Dropbox, or Google Document. The next category or the next service type is platform as a service. Now, PaaS is a cloud environment supporting web application development and deployment. Now, platform as a service supports the full life cycle of applications, helping users build, test, deploy, manage, and update all in one place. The service also includes development tools, middleware, and business intelligence solutions. Some example that is Windows Azure, Microsoft Windows Azure, AWS Elastic Beanstalk, and Google App Engine. And the last category of the service type is infrastructure as a service. Now, infrastructure as a service provides user with basic computer infrastructure capabilities like data storage, server, and hardware, all in one cloud. Infrastructure as a service gives businesses access to large platforms and applications without the need for large on-site physical infrastructures. Notable example of this as a infrastructure as a service include DigitalOcean, Amazon EC2, and Google Compute Engine. Now here some ISO standard which we studied in the number of lectures. The first is the ISO 14001, which gives the details about the identification and evaluation of environment aspects for waste management. Now, the purpose of this ISO standard to provide a framework and a structured approach to handling the waste. The next ISO standard is the 14064, which is about the greenhouse gas accounting and verification. Now, you know that very well we have to talk about the environment, and we have go with this standard, which the purpose of this ISO 14064 standard is provide industry and government with a set of tools to develop programs aimed at reducing this greenhouse gas emission. Now basically this all standards is have the one common purpose that we have to reduce the gas emissions or greenhouse gas emission. Now next ISO standard is ISO 14065, which gives detail about the environment information requirement for bodies validating and verifying environmental information. The purpose is of this ISO standard is greenhouse gas validation and verification. Now in 64 they are talking about accounting and verification, and in 65 they are talking about the validation and verification. Now next is the ISO 14067, which is gives the detail about the carbon footprint. The purpose of this ISO standard to develop a new standard for carbon footprint of products. Now products may be some electronic, maybe software, maybe some process. These all have some carbon footprint that process or that product uh, have some less carbon emission, and which is helpful for environmental sustainability. Now here my topic was the cloud computing, and here I am defining some uh, computational work related to the carbon emission or carbon footprint calculation. According to that Dell's case study, the server is consuming 1760.3 kilowatt per year and has a manufacturing climate impact of 320 kg CO2 emission per year. Assuming a 4 lifespan, we are talking about the 4-year lifespan, and their Dell case study suggests that the one server consumes that 1760 kilowatt per hour per year. Sorry. Now, according to one also the another study, the CO2 emission per kilowatt is the 0.329 CO2 emission per kilowatt. Means per kilowatt of the consumations can you or can done or can give the 0.320 0.329 CO2 emission. Now for that computational work we consider some categories. Now emissions of server for use on premises, that can be denoted or represented by P of EMI, that consumes the 320 kilogram of CO2 emission per year. As you see in that Dell study, they are talking about the on-premises server. That's why they consume or they give the 320 kg of CO2 emission per year. Now, in place of or on-premises, if we use the server in the cloud, that can be represented by PC of EMI. Now, that is the 50% less from the above servers which is present on the premises, and that's why we consider the value 160 kg CO2 emission per year. Now if we talk about the green power consumption, now green power consumption means that they are not using some energy sources, that is the fossil fuels and some coal. They are talking about the solar energy, or we can say that some number of energy which is comes under the green power consumption, and that consumption servers emission is 0 kg of CO2 emission per year. Now next one is the we are talking about the emission from non-green consumption for premises power of self-managed server. Now remember one thing, this fourth category shows that the server which is present on the premises, but they are not using the green power consumption, they are using the non-green consumption. Now non-green server, it means that server consumption, as you know that Dell case study says that 1760.3 kilowatt per year is there, and the emission per kilowatt is the 0.329 CO2, and that's why we have to multiply it with this 1760.30 kilowatt per year into 0.329 CO2 emission. And the answer was the 57 kg CO2 emission per year will be done by the non-green server. Non-green server, the server which is present on the premises and that premises are not using the green power consumption. The next one is the from non-green cloud power consumption. Now here they are talking about the self-managed server. Now here I am talking about the cloud server. If we use the cloud server and that cloud server requires some power which is the non-green power consumption, then we already know that the cloud using the 50% less. That's why we are multiplying the server consumption into emission per kilowatt into 0.5, means half of that emission. And if we go with that 1760.3 kilowatt into 0.329 and into 0.5, then we got the approximately 290 kg CO2 emission per year. Now we differentiate carbon emission of cloud server and data center server per year using 100% green and non-green electricity. First we go with the cloud server of the 100% green electricity. Now 100% green electricity not emits give any 0 kg of CO2 emission, and that's why the cloud server emitted the carbon emission of the carbon is 160 kg plus 0 because they are using the green electricity, 100% green electricity. That's why the 160 kg CO2 emission per year for the green cloud server which is using the 100% green electricity. The next is the cloud server using the non-green electricity, means the cloud server is there but they are not using the 100% green electricity, and that's why we already compute that non-green electricity consume the 290 kg CO2 emission per year, and we are talking about the cloud server. That's why 160 plus 290 means 450 kg CO2 emission per year is there. On premises or data center server using 100% green electricity, means they are talking about the data center server but they are using the 100% green electricity, and that's why 320 already emitted carbon CO2 emission per year by the data center server. That's why 320 plus 0 kg is equal to 320. And if the data center server which is not using the non-green electricity, means 320 kg for the data center server plus 579 kg CO2 year because they are not using the 100% green electricity or non-green electricity, and the total was 899 kg CO2 emission per year. Now this is some calculation which is talking about the cloud server, and which shows the cloud server and data center server carbon emission using electricity and non-green electricity. Now if we see this classification of the server, there are the ones there is a server which have the two category, cloud and data center. That cloud have 100 if the cloud server using 100% green electricity, 160 kg CO2 per emission per year. Non-green electricity of cloud server emitted the 450 kg CO2 emission per year. And if you talk about the data center server, then 100% green electricity using that 320 kg CO2 emission per year. And if we talk about data center server which is non-green electricity, then 899 kg CO2 year emission per year. Now here is some comparison, or that graph shows the carbon emission of cloud server and data center server per year using 100% green electricity and non-green electricity. The blue shows the green electricity and red represents the non-green electricity, and we had already had the one calculation or computational work that cloud server which have using the green electricity they consume the 160, and which is using the cloud server with non-green electricity 450, data center server with the green electricity 320, and data center with non-green electricity, they consume the 899. Now, sustainability computational standard. Now, this shows that or this pie chart shows that renewable electricity, or they're talking about some four category or four different parts: renewable electricity, operational efficiency, equipment efficiency, or infrastructure efficiency. Now, these standards can be given by the Microsoft Cloud Services. It is found that Microsoft Cloud Services are up to the 93% more energy efficient and up to 98% more carbon efficient than traditional entire enterprise data center. To put that into context, if just 20% of the existing US on premises market move to the Microsoft Cloud, it will be equivalent to reducing the city-wide emission of the Washington or Italy, Italy. Across every scenario, and even compared to virtualized high-end data center, the Microsoft Cloud is delivering big gains in energy efficiency and reductions in the carbon emission. These numbers are the result of the years of work and focus to make our data center and cloud services best in class, and that includes sustainable investment in sustainability. Substantial investment in the sustainability. Now, this study shows that if we go with the Microsoft Cloud by using some number of in place of server or manageable server, we can go with the some cloud. Then we can also have two advantage thing, that we are have more energy efficient and lower the some, we can say that, carbon emissions. So we can think about the cloud computing from small scale industry to the medium scale industries. They are really go with the cloud computing. They have some number of security also, which can be secure your data. Thank you so much.